I just hope it's visible. I'm not sure because on my end, my internet is quite down. I don't know what's up. But then again, let me see. Let me see whether it's showing anything. Yeah. At least we can see some action going on. Let me wait and see. Let me just wait and see. Let me just wait and see. Yeah, I can see it's at least showing up. Oh, but my internet is so poor. I'm not sure if I'm gonna be able to pull this off. Let me see. Window. Let me see if it's going to show something. Why? Two days to the end of September. Yes. Let me tell you, time is flying. We have 3 months remaining up to the end of the year. 2, 3, 4, 3 months remaining. Let me see if I'm going to be able to present, because I want to take a look at this, Yeah, it's showing. Let me see. I want to see whether I can be able to present. The layout, I don't know what's up with the layout. Spotlight layout, we have a news layout, group. Let me see. The best one is which? No, not this one. Let me see. Share screen. Let's see if it shows up. me try this. Do some spotlight and then share screen. Still not working. Let me see. Still not working. I think that's better. It's let me now share the screen. Yeah, let me share this and see whether it works. Let me see whether it's working. Yeah, I can see the spotlight is there. The internet is a bit laggy, but I think what I'll do after the live, I'm going to edit and at least post it as a video so that it can be, easier to watch and follow. Because as of now, my internet is showing me problems. Let me see whether the screen shares. I'm still waiting for the internet, for the StreamYard to respond. The browser cannot access your screen. Try capturing a different screen to see if this continues. So it means, my internet is bad. Pretty bad. Let me try again and see. Share screen. Let me try if it works. Powered by this. Then you share. It's already 5:44. Time is flying. Let me see whether it works. Okay, sorry. If you happen to join the live stream, hey, I'm trying to work out some setup here on StreamYard, but then my internet is so laggy. I mean, I've tried everything because I want to make this short live stream, but then let me see whether it works. So if you're in there, if you're watching, just bear with me as I try to fix this issue. Here. I don't know why it's not. Let me try again. What? My internet here. It is showing me dust. Showing me dust. Showing me dust. My internet inanionyesha kivumbi. Inanionyesha kivumbi. Kivumbi chatifuka. Kivumbi chatifuka. Share screen. This one. Then you share. Things are not working out. Hey, I'm not sure what's happening with this. It is becoming a nightmare. Yeah, the video is responding, but for the sharing screen, I'm not sure what's up. It is not, does not seem to work. Let me try share screen, and then I try another thing, maybe a window. No, it would not. Is it showing anything? Nope. Nope. Hey, why? Yeah. We are beamed, my friends. We are beamed. Because this thing does not seem to work. I'm not sure why. Add to stage. I just hope. Yeah. I was making a very big mistake. Let me see whether it works now this time around. Because yeah, I can see it there on the screen. Yeah, so let me let me just do the narration. Okay, so yesterday was World Tourism Day. We were marking the World Tourism Day, and the government, through the Cabinet Secretary for Tourism, made an announcement that all the national parks, the game reserves, and sanctuaries within the country, they are going to be uh, offered free access to all the Kenyan citizens. Yeah, so the Kenyan citizens were going to go there free of charge. And at least, it's kind of a way of promoting local tourism. So personally, I never made it to go to, any of the any of the parks or game reserves. But then again, let me see. It's still showing. Yeah, it is still showing. But then again, I just decided to do a video focusing on these, national parks thing and all that stuff. So I have a map with me. I'm referencing magazine from Kenya Airways. It's called Msafiri. It's an in-flight magazine that you find anytime you board the plane, but then you can access it online as well. So I'm accessing a 2016 issue, as you can see there, and it has a map that highlights all the game parks and game reserves that are available within our country. So let us go through and see some of these. I don't know which ones have you been. Maybe if you're given the access yesterday, the free access, which one was accessible to you? Maybe you can go through the map and see. And also, is there any that is on your bucket list or any that you have never heard of? That's what we are going to find out in this live stream. Yeah, so let us check on this and see. We start with the northwest part of Kenya, northwestern part of Kenya. And as you can see, the farthest town we have there is Lokichogio. As you can see there, from there we have two mountains there. They're not very high in height. You have Songot. You have Muruasigar. And then from there, the closest national park we have is Central Island National Park. As you can see, we have Lake Turkana here. This one, Lake Turkana. So we have a national park within Lake Turkana there. Personally, I've never been to these parts of Kenya, the northern ones, but then again, let us just go through. From there, we have Sibiloi National Park. This is quite popular. As you can see, it's big. It's a huge chunk. And it's just adjacent to Lake Turkana there. From there, we have, by the way, this is Chalbi Desert. In Kenya, we have a true desert, which is dubbed, it's called Chalbi Desert. Most people, they know of the big deserts that we have in Africa. We have Sahara Desert up north. We have Kalahari Desert down there near Botswana and Namibia. But then in Kenya, we also have a true desert, and it is called Chalbi Desert. You have seen a few trips and excursions of people visiting the desert, Chalbi Desert. So that's also important to note. From there, we have Lodwar. Lodwar, but it's a popular town in Turkana. It's just after, before you head to Lokichogio. So, Namoratunga Stones. What? I don't know whether it's an excursion or what. Yeah. Let me see. This map is misbehaving. Just wait for it to reflect. Down there, down south, towards the southern tip of Lake Turkana, we have South Island National Park. That's also another one that could have been open to the public yesterday. Then there's a town there called Lonyangalani, Mount Kulal. It's not very high. So we are moving on. We are in Eastern Province. And from there we have Marsabit National Reserve. Yeah, but then we have a difference between national park and national reserve. So majorly, I think some of them they are run by the government through Kenya Wildlife Service, but then the national reserves, I think they are mainly form like a habitat to some of these species, if I'm not wrong, and some of them are private by the. So Eastern, we are done. We are done with Eastern. Let us cross over. We have Moyale there. It's the farthest, close to the border of Kenya and Ethiopia. Then to northeastern, near Mandera, they have Malkamari National Park. National Reserve, sorry. Yeah, so even the Mandera people, they had an opportunity, to kind of visit these parks. Yeah, so we are done with that northern tip of Kenya. Marsabit, we have actually, as you can see there, we have both Marsabit National Reserve and and Marsabit National Park. Yeah, as you can see there, they're appearing there. From there, we have Mount Nyiru. To the western side, we have South Turkana National Reserve. It's a big, huge chunk, as you can see there. Personally, I've never heard of some of these places. We are used to the ones that are down here towards the central part of Kenya. Then we have Nasolot National Reserve. Again, it's a small one there. We have a main highway that is connecting the Turkana part. Higher. From there, we have Losai National Reserve. This one is down there after Marsabit. It's a national reserve. Then Rift Valley, as you can see, this is the old province of Rift Valley. Towards the west, we have Mount Elgon National Park. As you can see there, it's a national park. And then Mount Elgon is the second highest mountain in Kenya at a height of 4,322 meters. Yes, we are going to see the highest actually mountain in a while, in a few. Let's just finish up with this. Mount Elgon National Park. Then just adjacent, we have Saiwa Swamp National Reserve. This is north of Kitale, as you can see there. Then we have another mountain there, Kaisungua, at 3,000 plus meters. Then we move on to the east. We have Mararal National Sanctuary. Yeah, so these are the sanctuaries that the government was talking about. So I guess this one is for maybe housing the endangered species, if I'm not wrong. The terms kind of intertwine. It is in Mararal. We have a very huge camel derby in Mararal, organized by the locals there. I don't know when they normally hold it, but it is normally present there. Then we have Matthew Peak, another mountain at 2,000 meters, not quite tall. Then we have down there we have Samburu National Reserve. It's a national reserve. Just adjacent to it, we have Shaba National Park. Have you heard some of these places? I know of Shaba because there's a hotel. I don't know if it's called Shaba Mara or Shaba something. I'm not sure if it is located there, but as you can see, we have that. they are clustered here. We have another one, Buffalo Springs National Reserve. It is near a place called Archer's Post, as you can see there. Yeah. Let's go back to the west a bit. To the western part, we have Kerio Valley National Reserve. Not far from Eldoret. Then we have Lake Baringo there, and Lake Bogoria National Reserve. Yeah, so Lake Baringo, there's nothing much to see in, but for Lake Bogoria, within the lake, we have a National Reserve. So, and they're not far from each other, as you can see there. Then on western part, before we wind up with the western, we have Kakamega Forest Reserve. Yeah, this one is popular. It's I think it has a very huge rainforest within it. Yeah, there in Kakamega. From there, we move back to east a little bit. We have Meru National Park. Yep, it's a huge national park, as you can see there. And they are kind of clustered again, as you can see. We have Meru National Park, we have Kitui National Reserve just down there. Then to the east of Meru National Park, we have Rahole National Reserve. From there, down there, we have Kora National Park. I think they occupy a very huge, chunk of chunk of land. Haya, let me see again. Back to Meru, we have a highway here, Isiolo and Meru. We have Mount Kenya as the highest peak at a height of 5,199 meters. So that's the highest mountain we have in Kenya. And then just within it, we have Mount Kenya National Park, as you can see there. From there, we go back to the east a bit, near Nakuru. We have Mount Londiani up top there at 3,000 meters. It's quite high. 3,000 is not bad. Then for Nakuru, we have Lake Nakuru National Park. I know Lake Nakuru is quite big. And as you can see on the map, the indication there is like Karakadot. So you can imagine some of these places, such as Meru National Park. See, that's a very huge, land. If Lake Nakuru is like this. Personally, I've been to Lake Nakuru, but then unfortunately, I think yesterday it was not accessible for the free package to the citizens, because I think there was an incident that happened there in the course of the week. I think there was a missing fisherman somewhere there, and the police, the game warders, they were having some investigations going on, so it was out of bound for citizens. But then again, it's quite unfortunate for the missing man. Yeah, so from there we have Aberdare National Park. It's within the Aberdare. This is the Aberdare, as you can see. And we have this is the former Central Province. This one here, this big chunk, these are the borders of the former Central Province. Yeah, so Aberdare, again, it's a huge chunk because it stretches off from Nyandarua up top there down to Kereita in Kemende. This is the southern tip of the Aberdare. And for Central Province, I think we only have the Aberdare National Park. I don't think we have any others. The others, they are outside the Central Province area. Yes, so we have Mau Escarpment there, and from there we have, what else do we have? Mwea National Reserve towards the east, towards the eastern part of Kenya, Mwea National Reserve. Then we go back to Kisumu and Nyanza region. Let's see what Nyanza has to offer. For Nyanza, we have Ndere Island National Park. I think it's this one, this Kadot here, within Lake Victoria. We have Kisumu as the major city down there in Nyanza. Then we have Kericho is not far from Kisumu. Okay. Rusinga Island, Fangango Island, Ruma National Park. It was, the western part of Nyanza. We have Ruma, just after Kisii, north of Migori, Ruma National Park. Yeah, so for Nyanza, we don't have much. I think that's it. We go back to Rift Valley. We have down there, we have Health Gate National Park. It's just adjacent to Mount Longonot. No, not adjacent actually. It's a bit far kidogo because we have Longonot National Park. So those are two, not to be confused. Health Gate National Park, it's different from, it's a bit far kidogo from Longonot National Park. Okay, and Mount Longonot, it's not quite high. 2,777 meters. Not bad. Yeah, so we move down. We have Oldonyo National Park. Huku ni wapi sasa? We have Thika. Ushuke chini kidogo on your way to Garissa. I think that's where. Can we zoom much? Yes. Let's see. Let it reflect there on the live so that you can see. Because the place is a bit clustered. Yeah, so Oldonyo. I don't know if it's the same as Oldonyo Sabuk. You'll forgive me if I butcher the names. Hi, we go back to a place called Narok, down there in the Rift Valley, southern tip of the Rift Valley. After Narok, we have Masai Mara National Reserve. Actually, it's one of the most famous, national heritage here in Kenya, and it's a national reserve. Surprisingly, it's not even rated as a national park. And as you can see, it's a big, huge chunk because we border it with Tanzania. In Tanzania, they have Serengeti here, down here. So that's why we have actually the wildebeest crossing. They cross the Mara River and then they go down to Serengeti. After they are done grazing in Serengeti, they move up back to Masai Mara. You go to the capital of Kenya, which is Nairobi. Yes, Nairobi City. We have a national park called Nairobi National Park. Personally, I've been there to Nairobi National Park, and we have an animal orphanage as well there, just within the national park. So I've been there. It's a very interesting place actually because it's very accessible. It's within the city, so it's easier to access. Yeah. Bucket list for me, Masai Mara, one day I'll visit. Unfortunately, I've never been to Masai Mara, but one time, I know I'll be there. I'll visit there. Down south of Nairobi, we have Olgasailie prehistoric site. So they found some, I think, what do we call them? Some remains. It's like a study site. They had some remains that date way back in the past. So that's why it is dubbed as a prehistoric site. Down Kajiado, we have Shompole Conservancy. Not sure whether you have heard of it. Down then we have Amboseli National Park towards the border of Kenya and Tanzania. And if you're within Amboseli, Mount Kilimanjaro is visible because it's just down there, as you can see. And the height is 5,895. So you can see the margin. sorry, I'm having some heartburn. So you can see the margin between Mount Kenya and Kilimanjaro. It's not that far because this is for Kilimanjaro, it's 5,800, and for Mount Kenya, we saw it's 5,100. So close to 700 meters. Well, it's significant. Yeah, it is significant. Something I forgot, near Mount Kenya and near Nanyuki, you normally have Olpajeta Conservancy. And I do not see it here. I don't know why it's omitted, but Anyways, let us just continue. Yeah, so we are moving on towards coast for now. On your way to coast, we have 2 national parks. Okay, before you reach those ones, we have West Chulu Game Conservancy. It is just near Savo, as you can see there, up top kidogo. Up top kidogo of Savo West, we have West Chulu, and we have Chulu Hills. Actually, this entire area is a plateau. As you move down to coast, it's a plateau, and these mountains and hills and whatever, they are very magnificent because they are visible on your way down there to coast. The Chulu Hills and all that. Yeah, so this is the main highway to Mombasa, on the way to Mombasa. So on the west, we have Savo West National Park. It is the one that borders all the way to Tanzania. And as you can see, it's a big chunk. This one, all these is the Savo West National Park. And then right as you cross on the other side of the road, we have Savo East National Park. It stretches up top up to something. It branches off to South Kitui, South Kitui National Reserve, just up top there of Savo East National Park. Yeah. So this is the coast, the former coast province. Okay. After Garissa, Northeastern, we have nothing much going on. For Northeastern, I think they have only 2 national parks. Rahole National Reserve for Northeastern, and the other one we saw there in Mandera, Malkamari National Reserve. Then when we move down to the southern tip of Northeastern, we have Arawale National Reserve. Yes. Then we have Boni National Reserve. This is the famous Boni Forest that neighbors Somalia here. I don't know whether is it accessible because it's a huge chunk of forest there. And then we have Dodori National Reserve, not to be confused with Dundori in Nakuru and Nyandarua. So this is Dodori National Reserve, just down there south of Boni Forest. Then Tana River Primate National Reserve. It's just there near Tana River area. Should be having Tana River draining somewhere here in the Indian Ocean. Then we have Mokowe town. I think this is part of Lamu, if I'm not wrong. So back to coast, as we move down from Lamu, you move south, we go up to a town called Malindi. In Malindi, we have Arabuko Sokoke National Park. It's very famous. Then again, within Malindi, we have Malindi Marine National Park, as you can see there. You have Watamu Marine National Park. So they are clustered there within Malindi. So you move down to Kilifi town. There's nothing much. Then to Mombasa, we have, before you get to Mombasa, we have Mwaluganje Elephant Sanctuary. So it houses some elephants. It's a sanctuary for elephants. And then Shimba Hills National Reserve. Yeah, it's down there near Diani, near South Coast, to be precise. Then finally, at the southern part of the coast of Mombasa, we have Kisite. I think Kitambo they used to call it Kisite Mpunguti, if I'm not wrong. But then it is a Kisite Marine National Park. It is down there. You can see we have our neighbors, Tanzania, and that's the end of our excursion on this amazing map tour of all the national parks and reserves that are present in our country, Kenya. So I don't know. For you, have you been to any of these parks that we have seen there in Kenya? Is there anything interesting or exciting that you saw there? And from there, another question. Is there any of these parks that is on your bucket list, maybe that you look forward to visiting? You can chat us down there in the chat, and it's amazing to see. And thanks to the government actually for such initiatives of allowing people to kind of go and visit these areas. These because maybe to some citizens they might not maybe afford the park entry fees, or maybe they need a little bit some motivation. Like when you know when you walk to a supermarket, there's a certain soap on the shelf, and then maybe it's interesting, it has a good packaging up top and all that, but then maybe you need a trigger for you to be able to buy. So that's why the marketers, they go ahead and like provide free samples or free goods or part of that soap. So they tell you, here's a free sample, you can go try it out and see. So that's a good motivation. So for the government doing this, especially on a day that is marking the tourism, in the tourism day that is dedicated to mark the tourism day, it is a good initiative for the citizens to allow and promote local tourism, and most people will get exposed to some of these sites. Yeah, so hopefully time will come when you can traverse all those national parks we have seen on that map, and national reserves, and then you just live here on the internet to tell a tale or tell a story on what you saw there. Yeah, so this is again Msafiri. It's a Kenya Airways in-flight magazine. It's online. I've accessed it online. You can just head on there. You can just type Msafiri magazine, and then it will give you. So this particular one I'm referencing, it dates way back in 2016, because the current ones, they don't have this map. So I had to go back to like 2016 and all that to check and see. Yep. So thank you so much for listening in. Thank you so much for watching. If you're catching this live later on after we are done, we had some technical difficulties. I've never used StreamYard. This is my first time using StreamYard. I've seen my friends and some YouTubers using it, but then I've been quite reluctant of using it. Not for the particular reason, but ni ile tu kukosa hiyo psych but sasa nowadays tunasema